Hey everyone, I'm at my property today and it's 2 days after a foot of snow came to the region. It's also minus 25 degrees out here right now, so it's one of these classic January days here in eastern Ontario with this very continental weather patterns that we see again this time of year. Beautiful blue clear skies. But this time of year, when you have those beautiful clear blue skies, you get these incredibly low temperatures. Anyways, I'm now walking down my driveway, and because it's windy out here, there are drifts that are probably, oh, I don't know. It was probably about 10 inches of snow, but the drifts that I just went through there, coming down that little decline, that might be 14 inches deep. Anyways, the plan is to get the tractor started and see what I can do in terms of plowing. Also get a good look here and see how everything has survived. Well, there's the log pile. It is covered in snow. Between the log pile and the 4 to 5 logs that you see, that you could see very clearly the other day, in the middle there is quite a bit of cut lumber that I did last week. So it's covered in snow. And the sawmill, completely covered. So I've got a little digging out to do. Time to get the shovels, get the tractor going, and get this place sorted out for the coming days. Good Lord, there's a lot of snow in here. I'm glad to see that the little tarp cover area for the mill itself has withstood the snowstorm. Okay, so it's minus 25 degrees outside. I've got myself an antique tractor that has a 6-volt system. This sucker does not crank over. At the best of times with a lot of power, but when it's minus 25 outside, think of the oil inside that engine case. It is turning into molasses. So what did I do? I lit a fire underneath the engine block and let that heat up. Fire grew. And as you can see here, the actual frost and other ice is starting to sweat off of the bottom part of the engine block area. So it's slowly starting to heat up and loosening up the oils and other lubricants inside, making it easier for me to try to give it a go and get it started. While the fire was warming up the engine block, you can see it there off to the right side of the picture here behind the green tarp. That's the shed, the lean-to where I've got the tractor stored in the winter. You can see the smoke coming out of there as the fire warms up the engine block. I grabbed my shovel and got busy digging out the sawmill area. A lot of snow here. The drift there is 19 inches. That is a lot of snow to move. Oh, but here on my property, you get the easterly winds blowing in from that direction, and because it's kind of open here, you get quite a buildup of drift snow. So
over there where I was digging out my sawmill, I had 19 inches, and it varies anywhere from 8 inches to, I'm going to say, 15 inches deep as I head up my driveway area here. Anyways, I got the tractor going. As you saw from the footage, I lit a fire underneath the engine block to heat it up so it would turn over. That worked. Had to be very careful with that, obviously. And super pleased it started. And so I'm going to get busy with trying to clear some of this snow out of the way so I can move around my lot.
I don't have any chains on my wheels or on my tires. I instead went with the cheaper option of putting studs in my tires. I think I've got somewhere around 80 studs in each tire, so it's quite a few, and in total that cost me about $100. So again, quite a bit of savings when compared it to the price of chains, even used chains. Maybe not as good, but it's doing the trick, and as you can see, I do get a little bit of wheel spin. Remember, there's ice underneath the snow, but overall, I'm able to pull the snow and move it around quite easily. Apologies for the picture quality. I swapped out cameras. The battery died in my better camera, and I don't know what I've done here. I'll have to take a look at the camera to make sure I don't have this happen again. I've just got the settings screwed up, so the picture quality for a few minutes of video is off, to say the least. The color balance isn't there, so hopefully it doesn't bother anybody too much.
So we had the major snowstorm earlier this week up in Ottawa, about 25 centimeters, and it was pretty bad out here as well at the property. So that was Monday. Wednesday, yesterday, we had another 25 centimeters of snow in Ottawa. And I'm about an hour from Ottawa. My property's about an hour outside of Ottawa, and it really looks like they had very little snow out here, thank goodness. And it's now raining. So Snowmageddon has turned into Rainmageddon here in mid to late January in eastern Ontario. Not so sure I want to bring my truck down here. I don't think the my tires are going to do well on all this ice. The question is, if I come way down here, am I going to get out? And here's what happens when you get one of these big thaws
after a big snowstorm. You know, again, 4 days ago it was minus 25 degrees. Today it's 4 degrees above zero. This area here has essentially turned into a little, let me say that again. This area in here has essentially turned into a little pond because all of this snow here is acting as a dam. It can't drain out that way. And it's also not draining out down beside the sawmill area too. So a little elbow grease today. I'm going to dig out some channels, hopefully drain some of this water away. At the end of the day, I'm glad this isn't another Snowmageddon because, wow, another 6 to 10 inches of snow would have been very difficult. I gotta tell you, I was pretty pleased to see even though it's covered in ice and rain right now, the roadway is essentially clear. The driveway coming down here is clear, so that was a great relief.